Welcome to Atlanta, Georgia, where Southern hospitality and charm meet the world of professional pickleball. And it's here you'll find the APP Atlanta Metro Open, part of the USA Pickleball National Championship Series. Join us all weekend as players compete for cash prizes and a golden ticket to the Margaritaville USA Pickleball National Championships. Brought to you by Superior Labs. Our supplements keep you at the top of your game. Superior Labs, never surrender. OS First, the official sock and compression bracing partner of USA Pickleball. Redefine comfort. eHealth Medicare, find coverage that makes you feel like a winner. Head, bringing high performance gear to every athlete, professional and amateur. Onyx, we push the limits and you win. Zealous, the insole to end all insoles, featuring patented smart cell cushioning. Vulcan, showcasing the most advanced technology and innovative style. Jigsaw Health, it's fun to feel good. Hudef, showing respect for all players by making the best paddles. And Nupipo, Amazon's #1 best-selling pickleball brand.
Welcome everyone to Day 2 coverage live on the USA Pickleball Facebook and YouTube pages. I am Lauren McLaughlin here at the APP Atlanta Metro Pickleball Open, a USA Pickleball National Championship Series tournament here in Griffin, Georgia. We are at the gorgeous Spalding County Pickleball Complex. A big shout out as well to the Spalding County Pickleball Association, which is the pickleball club here in Griffin, Georgia, doing an absolutely fantastic job making everyone feel welcome here at this stop on the APP Tour. Today's coverage includes men's and women's doubles in both pro and senior pro divisions. Coming up first here on Championship Court number 2, we will have a senior pro women's doubles matchup between Eva Welsher and Linda Thompson, taking on Julie Johnson and Gigi Fernandez. They are our number 1 and 2 seeds here in our senior pro women's bracket. This is a semifinal matchup for these women. So this is sure to be a great pickleball match to kick us off here today. We are streaming 2 courts. Currently, we're going to have CC1 and CC2. So just look in the descriptions on Facebook or YouTube to find which live video you want to watch. Check out both matches going on. Patricia Stewart is our USA Pickleball certified referee, and she kicks us off in game 1 right now. Julie Johnson and Gigi Hernandez on the far end of your screen. Eva Welsher in the black hat, Linda Thompson in the bright pink and orange on the near end. Oh, and Fernandez goes for a tweener there. Unsuccessful, but great attempt. Eva Welsher serving now, but both teams just looking to get warm here in this matchup. Get some points on the board. Gigi Fernandez serving after that side out. Score is 1-1. Thompson with that serve return, just hitting the tape at the top of the net there, giving that easy point to Johnson and Fernandez. Both of these teams have had a hard-fought road to get to this semifinal matchup. Welsher and Thompson defeating Carol Huey and Mary Beth Henthorne in their first matchup, 10-12, 11-9, 11-3. And then defeating Erica Gonzalez and Nancy Henderson, 11-3, 11-6 in their quarterfinal. And now they are up 3-2-2 over Julie Johnson and Gigi Fernandez. Fernandez and Johnson defeating Chris Powers and Peggy Ludwig in their first up match, 11-1, 11-2, a little easier of a matchup. Then defeating Pam Gilbert and Sue Johnston in 3, 12-10, 8-11, 11-7. So another hard three-game match there. So both these teams have had a hard match and a slightly easier one to get to this semifinal matchup. Winner of this match heads to our winner bracket final. All right, quick correction as I'm looking at the bracket. This actually is our winner bracket final. My apologies, I was misreading the bracket. So this is actually the winner bracket final here for women's senior pro doubles. So winner of this match actually heading to the gold medal match, and loser heads to bronze. So these are two medalist teams already here today. Fernandez clips the net as it rolls over, but unfortunately a ball comes over just at that moment from our court next door. So that will stop the play, and we will replay the beginning of this rally. Again, we should be streaming both of our courts now, so just look in the description whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube for CC1 or CC2. Dominic Catalano over on CC1 commentating, and I am Lauren McLaughlin here on CC2. We'll be up and running for a few hours here today before we shut down and get ready to go to ESPN Plus for our medal matches later today as our brackets wind down. Linda Thompson with a couple nice overheads, but she's not able to put them away. Julie Johnson and Gigi Fernandez making her hit one more shot. That third one goes into the net. Sometimes the difference maker is simply just keeping the ball in play and making your opponent hit that next shot. And now Fernandez and Johnson find themselves up by 2 here in game 1 of this winter bracket final. Eva Welsher and Julie Johnson both in our gold medal match in mixed doubles last night. And we're tied up at 6s here after Thompson and Welsher able to put a couple points on the board. Nice rally there. And of course, if you are a tennis player, you might recognize Gigi Fernandez. She is a former professional tennis player from Puerto Rico. Turned professional in 1983, and she's actually the first Puerto Rican to be inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame. Playing in many of the big Grand Slam events. As well as the Olympics. So very exciting to have a former tennis player of her caliber finding the great sport of pickleball now. Retiring from professional tennis in 1997 at the age of 33. She now does a lot of coaching and is an entrepreneur as well. So as she's getting into pickleball, certainly expect to see some big things out of her. Right now, Fernandez and Johnson maintain a slim 1-point lead. But now Thompson and Welsher tie it up at 7s here in this game 1 of our Senior Pro Women's Doubles winner bracket final. Again, winner of this match heads to the gold medal. Loser heads to bronze. 8-8-1, keeping the score nice and close here. Of course, this is our 1 and 2 seeded teams, so would expect a nice close match between these two amazing teams of women. Fernandez and Johnson move to their second serve now, just 2 points away from taking game one. But Welsher and Thompson hot on their tail. And a big hold here for Welsher and Thompson, trailing by just one. Can they tie it up here and possibly take the lead and game one? Good pickups there from Thompson and Welsher. And then they go on the attack and get that ball sailing long from Julie Johnson, which ties us up at 9s. Welsher goes for the put away there. Instead into the tape. And a timeout called as a result, as Fernandez and Johnson now have gotten that 10th point and their first game point here of the match. Thompson and Welsher trying to see if they can slow them down, do what they need to do to get that serve back and possibly have their opportunity here at game one. Again, we're at the beautiful Spalding County Pickleball Complex in Griffin, Georgia. First opened in June of 2017. 18 beautiful dedicated courts, 4 of which are covered. Only the 3rd covered courts in the country. Patricia Stewart calls us back from the timeout. And a game point here for Fernandez and Johnson. Gigi Fernandez thought she had it in the bag. But they have a second game point opportunity here. Oh, and a miss hit there from Linda Thompson will indeed get the job done. Gigi Fernandez, Julie Johnson take game one, 11-9. Don't go anywhere though. Game number 2 in our Senior Pro Women's Bracket, Winner Bracket Final, coming up after this short commercial break. Back to the action here on Championship Court number 2. Game number 2 underway in our Senior Pro Women's Bracket. This is our winner bracket final matchup. Gigi Fernandez and Julie Johnson on the near end here for Game 2. Eva Welsher and Linda Thompson on the far end. Fernandez and Johnson took Game 1 11-9 after being a very close game the whole way. Let's see if Welsher and Thompson have an answer here in Game 2. Winner of this match heads to our gold medal match. Loser heads to bronze. I am Lauren McLaughlin here courtside bringing you this action on Championship Court number 2. Gigi Fernandez with a behind the back get. And that's why Gigi Fernandez is a former professional tennis player and Olympic medalist, guys, because she can do stuff like that. Very exciting. Julie Johnson not too shabby herself with that amazing put away. Somebody mark down that point. Someone's gonna need to make a highlight reel of that get from Gigi Fernandez. The score still fairly low and close here, but it does seem like Johnson and Fernandez are carrying over that momentum from the win in Game 1. Playing very confidently here at the start of Game 2, and Thompson comes from underneath that ball, clips the net, but because of the angle she hit it at, it basically doesn't go anywhere. Johnson and Fernandez have no chance of getting to that. Welsher reaching just a little too far for that ball. Patricia Stewart, our USA Pickleball certified referee for this match. Fernandez goes up the middle, has that shot open, just overhits it a little bit, and it sails long. And 2-2-1 our score here in Game 2 of this winter bracket final. Great get from Julie Johnson previously, but then that last ball just a little awkwardly hit by that sideline. You'll see Julie Johnson really favors her forehand, and she will do basically anything she can to make sure she's hitting a forehand versus a backhand. Fernandez, you can see, just clips that line, but Thompson, a floater right over her left shoulder in the backcourt. Beautiful placement there. And they're now up 4-2. So Welsher and Thompson now taking command here in game 2 after Johnson and Fernandez were playing very confidently at the start after their win in game 1, 11-9. But now Welsher and Thompson rolling here, and we have a timeout as a result from Johnson and Fernandez. We'll see if they can get back to the game they want to be playing. Talk a little strategy here on the sideline, see if they can counter what's coming at them right now from Welsher and Thompson. Saw a few errors early on from both Linda Thompson and Eva Welsher, but it seems they have made the corrections necessary and are now hitting those shots that they want to be hitting. And Johnson and Fernandez find themselves in a 4-point hole here. Back from our timeout. 6-2-2. And the run continues here from Welsher and Thompson. If this trend continues here in game 2, we're looking at a possible game 3 in this winter bracket final. And with that unforced error into the net from Fernandez, they are now only 3 points away from indeed forcing that game 3. Beautiful lob from Welsher. And that lob sets up those next 2 shots, one being a winner from Eva Welsher. 9-2-2. Fernandez and Johnson need a big hold here to get that serve back. And they do hold. Trailing by 7 though. Definitely gonna have to turn things around here. Put a little streak together. Because if Welsher and Thompson get this serve back, just 2 points away from taking game 2, it might be too late for Fernandez and Johnson to stop them, and it is a big hold indeed. And a game point here for Eva Welsher and Linda Thompson to force that tiebreaker game 3. And they have 2 serves to do it in, but a backhand slice into the net from Gigi Fernandez will seal their fate here in game 2. So we have split games 1 and 2. A game 3 tiebreaker coming up in just a moment here at the APP Tours Atlanta Metro Pickleball Open, a USA Pickleball National Championship Series tournament. We'll take a short break and be right back for that game 3 action.
Pickleball is crazy. It's an all-day event. You're getting dehydrated, you get tired, and I've kind of had issues with cramping all my life. I would be taking pickle juice, salt tablets, eating mustard packets. I've just tried to manage it, but it's been really difficult until I tried Jigsaw's Electrolyte Supreme. I would actually recommend taking Electrolyte Supreme to everybody. I haven't cramped. I'm able to go out there with confidence. It's been a godsend for sure.
Welcome back to Championship Court number 2. Lauren McLaughlin here with Game 3 about to kick off in our Senior Pro Women's Doubles bracket. This is our winner bracket final match. Eva Welsher and Linda Thompson on the near end to start Game 3. Gigi Fernandez and Julie Johnson on the far end. We will switch ends at 6. This third game will determine who is heading to our gold medal match and who heads to bronze. Splitting games 1 and 2. Fernandez and Johnson coming out on top in game 1, 11-9, in a very close fought battle. Game 2 a little easier for Welsher and Thompson as they kind of went on a roll and never stopped, ultimately winning 11-2. Now here in game 3, we'll see if again our score stays fairly close or if one of these teams can get some momentum and have that carry them through this game 3 to our gold medal match. Big pickup from Welsher, and Fernandez gets cute on that last drop, and so Linda Thompson calls that ball out. However, our referee, Patricia Stewart, overrules that call, I believe, calling it in. Now 0-0-2. Welsher goes for the poach there. Just a half second too late behind that ball. Unable to get a good paddle on it, which results in our side out. I love. Fernandez and Johnson strike first here in game 3. And a quick second point with a serve return into the net from Eva Welsher. Ooh, Eva Welsher with a heat check there. Just does not hit that ball well, and she knows it. Luckily, Julie Johnson able to get out of the way. Otherwise, she might have had what pickleball players lovingly refer to a pickleball kiss somewhere on your body where you get hit with the ball. That might just be me, though, Spencer. Am I the only one that says that?
3-0-1.
4-0-1, so it looks like Fernandez and Johnson now going on a bit of a run here in game 3. Again, we'll switch ends at 6.
Second serve.
Julie Johnson gets to that lob and puts a good paddle on it, but it goes just long.
You have 4 for second serve. 4-0-2.
Gigi Fernandez now takes over serving, but sends that serve wide, and a quick side out here. Welsher and Thompson looking to answer.
0-4-1.
Still no points on the board here in game 3.
Second serve. 0-4-2. Side out. 4-0-1.
So Welsher and Thompson remain scoreless here in game 3 as Fernandez and Johnson get the serve back. Having some good rallies here and good finishes from Welsher and Thompson. Fortunately, it's not happening on their serve, so it's not translating into any points currently here in game 3 of our winter bracket final. Linda Thompson pulls the trigger, but Gigi Fernandez is there waiting to cover. Nice easy put away up the middle from her. And now
5-0-2.
they are 1 point away from that end change.
Yep, side out. Ball's out.
Johnson just missing that baseline on that lob attempt.
0-5-1.
So Thompson and Welsher hold off that end change, but they need to put some points on the board here. And another beautiful finish there from Gigi Fernandez with the forehand winner up the middle again.
0-5-2.
So
Side out.
Welsher gets hit
Thank you, Eva.
with that on her hand, which is allowed. If it hits your hand, that is an extension of your paddle, so you play on. However, I think Johnson and Fernandez thought it might have hit higher up on her arm, so they kind of stopped playing. Welsher tries to keep the rally going by saying in the middle of it that it hit her hand, but by then it was kind of too late.
Foot fault, left foot, point.
All right, and we have a
We are
foot
at
fault
6. Score
called
coming up
on
to 1
Linda
minute to change
Thompson.
ends, ladies.
And so
Score
that will put
6-0-1.
Fernandez and Johnson on 6. And so it triggers that end change here in game 3. Fernandez and Johnson will finish out game 3 on the near end. Welsher and Thompson on the far end. Still scoreless here. Perhaps this end change will kickstart. Something here that they can capitalize on.
Time in.
Otherwise,
6-0-1.
Fernandez and Johnson are heading to that gold medal match.
She asked me if she was the correct server. Yes. Okay. I'm going to recall the score. 6-0-1.
So Fernanda still on first server here after the end change, and they continue to accumulate points with Linda Thompson sending that serve return wide. And Welsher and Thompson just seem out of sorts here in game 3. Still scoreless and seem to be really struggling to make something happen and even just execute some fairly simple shots that they normally wouldn't miss.
Second serve. 8-0-2. Side up.
Managed to get the side out, but if they cannot translate this opportunity into some points on the board,
Point.
but they do. Finally get a point on the board. Get that monkey off their back here in game 3.
Point.
Beautiful two-handed backhand winner there, cross court from Eva Welsher. She definitely seems a little fired up. She seemed like perhaps a bit of a spark has been ignited.
2-8-1.
And while they still trail by 6, you can just see in the score alone how quickly the tides can turn here in pickleball.
3-8-1.
And now it is 3-8-1.
Second serve. 3-8-2. Point.
And another ball long there from Julie Johnson. Cuts their lead in half.
4-8-2. Side out. I can't overrule that call.
The call is out on that serve. Welsher and
I
Thompson
can't overrule the call. Call stands.
thinking it caught the line, but our ref cannot overrule it, so the call will stand.
8-4-1.
And that results in a side out.
You have to call it. Point. Nine four two. 9-4-1. Second serve.
That ball hit that line and skipped up into Julie Johnson there. Not able to handle that change. 9-4-2.
Quick foul. Left toe.
Linda Thompson again gets the foot fault call. You can see it right there. It does indeed just creep over on her toe, so good eye from our referee, Patricia Stewart.
Point game match.
And with a net roll, the match is won by Gigi Fernandez and Julie Johnson, so they head to our gold medal match. But Eva Welsher and Linda Thompson head to bronze. If they're able to win that matchup, we'll have a rematch of this. But we are still awaiting their opponents in the bronze medal match, which will be coming a little bit later today. Don't go anywhere, though. We have an exciting Senior Pro men's doubles match coming up next here on Championship Court number 2. More action when we return.
My favorite paddle is the V520. It's more of a control paddle, which is great for my game because I'm certainly known as more of a defensive player, but it's still great for hitting a hard serve and drive the ball well from the transition area and from the kitchen. Go ahead and drive it at me. I'm ready to block it into the kitchen. I can roll it or I can slice it. Either way, I feel like it's gonna go in. With the soft feel of the paddle, I can dink all day. So go ahead and try to out-dink me.
If you like to dink, then Pickleball Magazine has what you're looking for. Our bi-monthly print publication will help you become a better player with instructional tips, drills, and articles from the top teaching pros in the sport. And you'll become a healthier, stronger player with psychological, nutritional, and wellness advice from experts in their fields. Finally, if it's product reviews or the latest news, we have that too. To learn more or to subscribe today, go to pickleballmagazine.com.
New People Pickleball.
Hurry, hurry. Welcome back to Championship Court number 2. Lauren McLaughlin here with our next matchup of the day. We have a men's senior pro doubles match here. We have Mircea Marariu and Dan Granat. So, excuse me, we have Mircea Marariu playing with John Sperling, and they are taking on Scott Moore and Dan Granat. These are also our number 1 and 2 seeds. This is our winner bracket final as well for our men's senior pro division. It's sure to be a fabulous matchup between these two amazing teams of gentlemen. Mike Baumgardner will be our USA Pickleball certified referee for this match. We're here at the APP Tours Atlanta Metro Pickleball Open, a USA Pickleball National Championship Series tournament. We are in Griffin, Georgia, about 30 minutes south of Atlanta at the Spalding County Pickleball Complex, gorgeous facility, which since they have opened in June of 2017 have hosted 24 tournaments with over 5,000 players and over $2 million of economic impact for the area of Griffin, Georgia. So beautiful facility. And Mike kicks us off. It's like Dan Granat and Scott Moore will be serving first on the near end. Dan in the white shirt, Scott in the white hat. John Sperling and Mircea Marariu on the far end. John in the brightly colored shirt, Mircea in the black.
Second server.
Mircea Marariu and Scott Moore also battled it out in our Senior Pro mixed gold medal match late into the evening last night. Marariu coming out on top with his partner Julie Johnson. Scott Moore taking silver with Eva Welscher.
Point. One 0-2. Ball on. I'll recall it. Thank you. 1-0-2. Side out.
Scott Moore with the beautiful two-handed attack there from such a low position too, but that's what you can do when you have the height that Scott Moore has. Have a little more wiggle room there when you're attacking from a low position, because with that height he can get up and over that ball.
0-1-2.
Again, Scott Moore pulls the trigger on that exact same shot. This time, John Sperling is ready and counters with a winner up the middle.
1-0-1. Point.
Marariu and Sperling on the board first. Out in front 2-0-1 here in game 1 of our winner bracket final.
Point.
Good hands from lefty Dan Granat there on the previous ball, but Marariu there for the put away on the next shot. Sperling continues his serve. Ooh, Marariu. That ball is almost going over the back fence, but speeds that up and manages to catch Scott Moore's paddle. Definitely wasn't going to hit him in the body, so he wasn't going for body, but kind of suckered Moore into going for that shot. Couldn't get his paddle out of the way in time. Right now, Marariu and Sperling are rolling here in game one. Playing very confidently. Things are going their way. Again, Sperling puts that ball high on Scott Moore's chest, right at the body. Bit of an awkward angle to get back. Good hands from Scott Moore there on Marariu's two attacks there as he came up to the net. A little paddle collision in the middle between Sperling and Marariu, going for that, but sometimes two paddles is better than none. Again, Scott Moore so dangerous with his height and length. Balls that may not be attackable for a slightly smaller player. Moore can get to those and do some damage, so Marariu and Sperling really need to be careful about keeping the balls as close and short as they can. Luckily for anyone in the area, Mike Baumgartner, our referee, is one of the loudest refs out there, so says that score nice and clear. I'm sure everyone in the area very much appreciates it. And Granat and Moore have managed to get on the board here. But so far, Sperling and Marariu holding them just to that 1 point. All right. So absolutely good call from Mike Baumgartner there. You see Dan Granat fully puts his foot into the kitchen to push off and does not reestablish both of his feet, which you must do. The foot that pushes off from the kitchen when you go for that overhead needs to reestablish itself outside of the kitchen, which you could see clearly there it did not do so. Good call there from our referee, even though John Sperling tried to argue on behalf of Dan Granat that he didn't think he did indeed get that fault, but and again, Sperling with the huge speed up ricochets it right off of Scott Moore's paddle and into the parking lot. And we definitely have an exciting match happening on championship court number 1 as well. Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson taking on Zane Navertil and Althoff Merchant over there. A lot of yelling happening, a lot of grunting, as you would expect. So sounds like it's an exciting match happening over there, but an exciting match here as well, which right now Mircea Marariu and John Sperling are in control of here in game 1. Granat and Moore just trying to do their best to get that momentum pendulum to swing their way here in game 1 of our winter bracket final. So far they have been unsuccessful though. Marariu and Sperling playing very clean right now. Not a lot of errors. Granat and Moore playing well as well. Just a couple unforced errors. Some things that haven't gone their way, so not so much that Moore and Granat need to make any real big adjustments here. Just Sperling and Marariu are playing so well. It's been hard to mount a comeback to that. Sperling, of course, joking that, can we call ball on court? Well after the rally had concluded. Moore catches Marariu as he is making his way back up to that kitchen line. Good pickup the first time, but that ball skips off the line there. Marariu not able to handle it, and this perhaps is the slight momentum shift that Moore and Granat needed. Three, 8-1 looks like. Able to put a couple points here together. Dan Granat takes over as second server after Moore drives that ball into the net, and a beautiful spot from John Sperling right at Granat's feet, and as he goes for it, essentially just flattens that ball on the court as it rolls away. And a couple points on the board, but still some work to do for Moore and Granat here. But Marariu and Sperling starting to show a couple cracks here that we have not seen yet so far here in game 1. Marariu leaves that ball up just a little too high. Granat takes advantage of that. And a big hold for Moore and Granat. Can they continue to get some points on the board, though? Oh, huge pickup from Moore. Oh, my gosh. I think everybody thought that that rally was over.
3-8-2. Point. 4-8-2. Side out.
Murario picking the right time to attack there, letting that previous ball drop so he has a better position to speed that up.
Point.
Bit of an awkward shot there from Dan Granat. See him there kind of showing what he wanted to do with his paddle, but Murario and Sperling finally get off of 8. Sperling's there for the overhead off the Scott Moore lob. Unfortunately,
9-4-2.
loses sight a little bit of where that net position is and puts it into the net instead of over it. I feel his pain quite personally, as I do that much too often.
4-9-1. Second server. 4-9-2. Point. 5-9-2. Side out.
Dan Granat lets out a guttural yell after that unforced error into the net. They have been making some progress here, definitely tightening that gap. But Murario and Sperling still just 2 points away from closing out this game 1.
9-5-2. Point.
Good eye there from Murario. Granat with a little paddle smack to the hip, upset at that, and we have our first game point here for Sperling and Murario. Sperling doing a great job pinning Dan Granat in the back corner of the court there. And game 1 goes to Merchant Murario and John Sperling with a final score of 11-5. Do not go anywhere. Our live coverage here at the APP Atlanta Metro Pickleball Open continues right after this.
New People Pickleball.
Back on championship court number 2 and game number 2 about to be underway here in our Senior Pro men's doubles winner bracket final matchup between Mircea Marariu and John Sperling, who are on the near end here for game 2. They won 11-5 over Dan Granat and Scott Moore, who will be on the far end here in game 2. Lauren McLaughlin here. Mike Baumgardner, our referee for this matchup. Winner of this match heading to the gold medal match. Loser will head to bronze. Scott Moore goes for the first Ernie of the match. Fortunately, into the net was not where he was hoping to hit that ball. And Marariu and Sperling take a 2-0 lead here in game 2. Looks like on CC1, that matchup between Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson versus Zane Navratil and Althoff Merchant is going to a game 3 right now, so very exciting matchup happening over there. Ooh, huge pickup from John Sperling. Takes it out of the air, and Mircea Marariu covers for him, but just got extended a little too far there. Look at that pickup from John Sperling. Beautiful. But Granat and Moore find themselves on the board much quicker than it took them in game 1. I believe Marariu and Sperling were out 8-0 at one point in game 1 before Moore and Granat were finally able to get a couple points going. Definitely a better start here in game 2 for Dan Granat and Scott Moore, our number 2 seeded team here today in men's senior pro doubles. Wow, some great hands there from Marariu. And all around, all 4 players getting a piece of the action there during that exchange. Some great hands from Granat and Marariu. Unforced error there into the net from Scott Moore. An uncharacteristic mistake. Still tied at 2s here in game 2 of our winter bracket final. No mistake that time from Scott Moore as he puts that ball right at Sperling's feet. Great resets from John Sperling. Wow, what a rally. John Sperling's last ball was definitely hitting the back fences, but Scott Moore wasn't taking any chances. Just crushes that overhead winner. Granat a little frustrated with himself there. John Sperling keeping Granat at that baseline and then switches it up, going to Moore. And just wide from Scott Moore after some great defense. Three, two, one, finally breaking off of 2. Can Murariu and Sperling get a couple more points on the board here before Granat and Moore get that side out and their own opportunity? Great spot there from Granat. Beautiful attack from Dan Granat. As you can see him coming up, takes that on the move. Backhand cross-court winner. Ties him up at 3s.
Second server. Drop it. 3-3-2.
Murariu goes for that. Ernie clips the net a little. And the rest of that exchange going the way of Moore and Granat, who take a 1-point lead.
4-3-2.
Merario and Sperling very much in control in game one. This has been a much different story here in game number 2 of this winter bracket final. So both teams battling it out even to get 1 point at a time on that scoreboard. Much longer rallies here in game 2. A lot more dinking happening. Definitely seeing not as much aggression out of Merario and Sperling. Not attacking as much as we were seeing in game 1. And we're tied at 4s. Definitely some more unforced errors as well out of Merario and Sperling this game, whereas very few in game 1. Looks like Moore and Granat made some really good adjustments going into this game 2 that have resulted in a much closer score. Big pickup there from Granat off the Merario Ernie.
Second server. Four, 4-2. Side out.
Scott Moore stares down his paddle and then a quick little head tap,
4-4-1.
telling himself to focus more on those dinks.
Point.
And another error into the net there from Moore. And that makes for some quick points for Merario and Sperling.
5-4-1.
And as a result, we have a timeout called here in game number 2 by Moore and Granat. Just a little frustration, not too much, but good use of a timeout. Definitely don't want to let Merario and Sperling really take advantage of a couple of those errors. Want to just refocus. You can see Moore and Granat not even talking, just grabbing a sip of water. Just refocusing, trying not to make those errors. Again, not a lot of talk either between Sperling and Merario. They're feeling good about their game. Things are going their way currently.
Serving team, you have 2 timeouts remaining. Time in. 5-4-1.
All right, Mike Baumgartner gets us back into the action after the timeout.
Point.
But Merario and Sperling continue to accumulate those points.
Here we go. 6-4-1.
And another error from Scott Moore. He's had a dink into the net, a volley into the net, an overhead into the net. It's very uncharacteristic for Scott Moore. Merario and Sperling are not complaining. Great recovery from Sperling after Granat tries to go down the sideline behind him. And they'll move to second server here. Now up by 3. Their biggest lead of this game 2 in our winner bracket final. Good attack from Sperling. He's got that opportunity. Just overhits it a little there. Good little run they went on, though. Let's see if Moore and Granat can answer here. Granat again kind of crashes that net, but clips that tape right up off of Marariu's shoulder. Unable to recover. And a quick point. 5-7-1. Dan Granat, I think the only player I've seen on the pro circuit that has that backhand serve.
Second server. Five, 7-2.
Marariu, you can see him, he's about 2 feet back off that kitchen line when he decides to take that dink. Just hits the net. I think if he had stayed a little closer to that line, he has no problem getting that over, possibly even taking it out of the air. Ooh, Marariu a little precocious on that Ernie, but gets the job done. A little wobble there at the end, but maintains his balance. And a 1-point lead here. Beautiful drive from Marariu right down that sideline. They have a possible ball change coming, but Dan Granat saying he doesn't know how to check the ball to see if it's out of round or not. Looks like it's good, though. Might have just skipped off a line weird. So, good to just check it. Doesn't hurt. 8-6-1, though. Sperling and Marariu up here in game 2 now. Looking to close out this match in 2 games and head to that gold medal match.
Point. Nine, 6-1.
Nice spot there from Granat. Thought Sperling was going to short hop that. Might have had a better chance at it, but tries to take it out of the air. Too good of a spot from Granat. Marariu just driving that ball at Scott Moore. Blocks it back and then a drop into the kitchen. Marariu not able to get to it. Really nice side out there. Big hold. Not letting them get on match point. There's that Granat crashing the net. Taking those volleys out of the air. coverage from Granat. After Moore goes for the Ernie and doesn't have it. Oh my gosh, oh, this rally. Wow. Best rally of the match so far, I think, right there, folks. Moore and Granat prevail.
Second server. 7-9-2.
All right, Moore getting fired up. That big reach put away there. Trailing just by 1 now.
Ball on. 8-9-2. Point. Yes, please.
All right, Scott Moore calls that ball wide. Muraria thought it might have clipped the line, but our ref, Mike Baumgartner, confirms the out call. And we're tied at 9s here in game number 2.
Point. Timeout, serving team. 10-9-2.
We have a timeout here. Offensive timeout called from Moore and Granat as they are on game point here to force that game 3 here in our winner bracket final. Just trying to refocus here, decide what their strategy is going to be going into this potentially final rally and point of the match if it goes Moore and Granat's way. Of course, Muraru and Sperling looking for that big stop here. Try to get that ball back.
Serving team, you're out of timeout. Got it. Receiving team, you still have 2 timeouts remaining. Time in. 10-9-2.
Wow, Scott Moore almost sends that serve wide. And a big hold there from Murario and Sperling. Huge opportunity. They are not going to want to give the ball back. With Moore and Granat still on game point, so let's see if they're able to tie this up and potentially close out this match without going to that game 3.
10-10-1. Second server. Ten-ten-two. Point.
Another ball just wide. Scott Moore yells in frustration about that, and a match point here for Mircea Murario and John Sperling, looking to head to that gold medal match, but they cannot get the job done. So now Granat and Moore have another opportunity here to try to force that game 3. Great dink rally here. Everybody looking for that opportunity for an attackable ball. Oh, Marario gets the net love. Granat just out of his reach.
Timeout receiving team. 10, 11.
And we have a timeout here from Marario and Sperling. They're looking for a big hold here. They have one stop to make if they want to maintain that match point opportunity when they get the serve back. Again, here in Griffin, Georgia, just south of Atlanta. Lauren McLaughlin here courtside at the APP Atlanta Metro Pickleball Open, a USA Pickleball National Championship Series tournament. We're here at the gorgeous Spalding County Pickleball Complex. Just opened in June of 2017 with 18 beautiful dedicated courts, 4 of which are covered.
No timeouts remaining at this end. Time in. 10, 11, 2. Point. 11, 2. Point.
Wow, and the timeout did not work in the favor of Marario and Sperling, with Moore and Granat back on that game point opportunity to force that game 3.
Kyle, what do you got?
Side out.
Moore goes for the attack to finish this game 2, but just long. But he had that middle open. Good spot to have gone to, but a big side out as Sperling and Marario hold. And Dan Granat with the serve return long. A quick free point ties him up at 12 now. Oh, John Sperling with huge defense there on an overhead and the poach from Scott Moore. Wow. That one, however, not coming back. I mean, look at this. Look at this get from Sperling. And then Moore. Wow.
12, 2.
Oh. Granat almost wide on that dink. Oh, and Sperling takes a body shot from Dan Granat. for the side out, keeping their hopes alive for a Game 3 here in our Senior Pro Men's Doubles Winner Bracket Final. Good hands from Moore there on the speed up from Marario. Another game point opportunity here for Moore and Granat. Another huge hold from Marario and Sperling. This is definitely a battle royale here in Game 2 of this winner bracket final between these two teams. Neither one relenting. Moore and Granat switch sides, changing things up. Actually putting Granat's backhand in the middle, and it went their way. So an interesting change up here, trying something new. I like the idea. Spencer, I don't think either of these teams wants to win at this point. They're just content to play forever here in game number 2. Okay, they heard me. They didn't appreciate my comment, and Moore and Granat said, all right, fine, we'll finish it. I guess we can move on to game number 3. So a huge battle there. Possibly more coming up in Game 3. We'll take a very short break. Don't go anywhere. The conclusion of our winner bracket final in men's senior pro doubles right after this. Welcome back to the action here on Championship Court number 2. The conclusion of our Senior Pro Men's Doubles winner bracket final coming up right now in game number 3. Lauren McLaughlin here courtside, giving our players just a couple minutes to get back on court and get ready to go. You can see our match clock there. We are inching our way ever closer to an hour for 2 games. And we still have a full 3rd game to go, so let's see if one of these teams decides they would like to get the job done quickly here in game 3. Otherwise, we might be setting some records. Dan Granat and Scott Moore start us off serving on the near end. Mircea Marariu and John Sperling on the far end. We'll switch ends at 6.
0-0-1. Second server. Zero, zero, two.
All right, the call is out from Marariu. Moore heavily disagrees with that call, but our ref not in a good position to overrule that.
1-0-2.
And Marariu and Sperling break onto the scoreboard first. Good sportsmanship here from John Sperling and Mircea Marariu as they wait for Scott Moore and Dan Granat to fix their receiving positions, even though our ref had called the score.
Got out. Zero, 1-1.
Ball sailing over the fence, over our spectators. Almost hits Andrea Coop, who's stretching on the sidewalk back here.
One, 1-1.
Marariu going for the back fences there, but clips Dan Granat's paddle as he yells in frustration, not being able to pull that out of the way.
Point.
Beautiful overhead there from Dan Granat. Not only maintains his feet underneath him, but just beautiful placement right over the net at that angle just past the kitchen.
2-1. 3-1-2.
Very hard to do on the move from the back of the court.
Point. Side out. One, 3-1. Second server. One, 3-2.
Sperling getting a little too aggressive there. And a quick update, we've gotten our next match for this championship court number 2. If these senior pros decide they would like to move on with their day at any point and conclude this match, since we're clocked in an hour right now, we will have coming up next a men's pro doubles matchup between Ben Johns and Colin Johns taking on Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson. So stay tuned. That is coming up next after the conclusion of this match. Tell your friends.
Point. Four, 1-2. Side out. One, 4-1.
1-4-1, Marario and Sperling tailing behind Granat and Moore here in game 3. Again, whichever team gets to 6 points first will trigger the end change.
Point.
Great spot right up the middle there from Mircea Marario.
Two, 4-1. Second server. Two, 4-2. Point. Timeout. Receiving team 3-4-2.
All right, we got a timeout here from Granat and Moore. After Marario and Sperling go on a little bit of a run here, now trailing by just 1. They'll have the serve still when we return from this timeout. Hi, Ian Moss. Big shout out. Just as a reminder, we are streaming 2 championship courts right now. Dominic Catalano over on championship court number 1. Lauren McLaughlin here on CC2. We are on both Facebook and YouTube on the USA Pickleball sites. So thank you so much for joining us today. I believe after our next matchup, which is that men's pro doubles, I believe Championship Court 2 will be shut down as we prepare for ESPN Plus coverage later this afternoon, starting at 4 p.m. But stay tuned because we are not done yet. Here with the pickleball action, we have the conclusion of this Senior Pro Men's Doubles winner bracket final right now, and then that next Pro Men's Doubles matchup coming up next. You're not going to want to miss it.
4-3-1. Second serve.
We here in Griffin, Georgia, just south of Atlanta. The temperature is in the 70s. However, the humidity is pretty high, so it could be worse, but definitely a little muggy feeling here in the area. But Marario's got that middle wide open. Beautiful shot. Just gets a hold of it a little too much and sends it long. Now Moore and Granat on the precipice of that end change, which they get with that serve return into the net from John Sperling. So we will switch ends for the conclusion of Game 3 here in our winner bracket final. Winner of this match heading to the gold medal match. Loser will head to bronze. And a big shout out to Spencer Laurent running the production here on Championship Court number 2, along with Mitch crushing it on the scoreboard and whatever else we need him to do. Multi-talented over there, these guys.
15 seconds.
We'll be back tomorrow for our final day of coverage here at the APP Atlanta Metro Pickleball Open for Singles Day. So plan to join us once again. We'll have some absolutely amazing singles match. All right, and a push-up here. Foot fault called from Mircea Marario, which you can see there again. Indeed, full foot over that kitchen line as he pushes off. Does not reestablish that same foot outside of the kitchen. Great job from Mike Baumgartner, our referee, keeping a close eagle eye on that kitchen line.
3-7-1.
Again, Marario goes for that middle. It wasn't quite open, but it resulted himself setting him up for that final winner that he was finally able to get on top of enough to put down.
4-7-1.
Oh my gosh, look at the hands on these guys. Sperling and Granat. The majority of that hands battle between those two. Granat finally clips the net right at the end. Otherwise, I think we had a couple more exchanges left in that rally. This time, Sperling victorious in the hands battle with Dan Granat. And they are point by point inching their way closer to tying up this Game 3. Seems like Sperling and Marario have sort of changed tactics here after the end change, going back to that original game plan that worked for them so well in Game 1, which is to attack and be aggressive. We haven't really seen that much. They were not able to really stick to that strategy in Game 2 and the beginning of Game 3 here. But now that it seems like they've sort of made those adjustments, it's really working in their favor, putting them back in the driver's seat. And we are all tied up at 7s. That definitely seems to be what has made the difference here, as Marario and Sperling now getting into those hands battles and more often than not coming out on top. Instead of extending those long dink rallies, sort of waiting for an opportunity, they're making something happen. And while at times that cannot work out, you just look at it here. It only takes a couple balls in each rally before either Murario or Sperling are speeding it up and attacking that ball, sort of forcing that quick hands exchange with Moore and Granat. And it is working for them. They now find themselves out in front here in game 3. Kind of put Moore and Granat on their back heels here on the defense. Can they keep it going, or can Granat and Moore make the adjustments here during this timeout and get back to what works for them, which is slowing it down, extending those rallies, and not letting Murario and Sperling get them into those hand battles?
Serving team, you still have 2 timeouts remaining in this game. Time in, 8-7-2. Point.
And a ball long puts Murario and Sperling 2 points away from heading to the gold medal match after a little bit of a struggle after game 1 to get something going here, but don't count Moore and Granat out yet. Again, both of these teams already medalists here today. One heading to gold, one to bronze, and we have a match point here. Murario and Sperling actually having a match point as well in game 2 that they were not able to finish.
7-10-1.
Can they get the job done here in game 3 though? Wow, wow. Some unbelievable defense. Keeping that point alive on both sides.
7-10-2. Point.
Scott Moore goes down the sideline with that put away. Gets them within 2. Sperling and Murario looking for a big hold here. They want to maintain that match point at all costs.
Side out.
And they do. 2 opportunities now here to close it out.
10-8-1.
What a pickup from Scott Moore. Ooh, that ball was going out that Merchant played. Oh my gosh, what a... oh my gosh, what a way to finish a match. Unbelievable. Merchant Murario and John Sperling get the job done in game 3, learning from their mistakes in game 2. Scott Moore and Dan Granat head to the bronze medal match. What an exciting finish to this 3-game winner bracket final. And again, coming up next here on Championship Court 2, we will have Ben Johns and Colin Johns taking on J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier. So do not go anywhere. Our live coverage here continues at the Atlanta Metro Pickleball Open right after this.
Slightly favored backhand. With hand-eye coordination.
PPR is proud to be a partner with the APP Tour, which features 18 tournaments and more than $750,000 in prize money. Several PPR members play in APP tournaments throughout the year. Are you at least a 3.5 pickleball player? Then become certified to teach with PPR. Check out our website at www.pprpickleball.org. And as the saying goes, do what you love and you never have to work a day in your life. So give us a call at 843-842-9777. We look forward to hearing from you.
You ready, La?
I'm ready, Ben.
Let's do this. Come on, La. What's going on, Lala?
I don't know what's happening today, Ben.
What is this?
It's my paddle.
This paddle is the answer.
A Ben Johns custom paddle by Franklin? For me?
Yeah, let's crush it.
Good game.
Good game.
Thank you, Ben Johns.
Way to go, Lala.
The HD5 is the green of ivy. It represents hope, tenacity, the spirit of life and growth. It also reminds us of the Ivy League. The HD5 features a good rotation, an excellent sweet spot, thicker core, and super power.
Welcome back to Championship Court. Number 2, Lauren McLaughlin here with a pro men's doubles semifinal matchup between Ben Johns and Colin Johns, our number 1 seeds. They are taking on our number 4 seeds, J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier. Take a quick gander at how they went through the bracket today. The Johns brothers getting a bye their first round. Then taking down Chris Patrick and Caden Seward, 11-3, 11-2. Then defeating Brandon French and John Sincola, 11-4, 11-2. J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier also had a bye their first round. Then defeated Jim Dobrin and Dylan Segur, 11-5, 11-4. And then taking down Althoff Merchant and Zane Navertil in a tight 3-game match, 9-11, 11-9, 11-8. So that was the match we were hearing previously over on CC1. Very exciting. Our other semifinal match is also happening right now on CC1 between Rob Cassidy and Rob Nunnery, who are taking on Adam Stone and Jocelyn DeVilliers. But we are about to get into the action here. It looks like Colin Johns and Ben Johns will start on the far end. Colin Johns will be serving first. J.W. Johnson and Dylan Frazier receiving on the near end. And our referee, Kathy Postlethwaite, gets us into the action. And a quick first point for the Johns brothers. Unforced error, dink into the net there from Ben Johns. Beautiful defensive put away there from J.W. Johnson. And sometimes I think people forget that Ben Johns also very young. I'm not sure if he's turned 22 yet, but J.W. Johnson, just 18 years old. Dylan Frazier, 19. Colin Johns, the elder on the court. I believe he's 27. Older brother of Ben Johns. They, of course, have played together essentially their entire lives, so very familiar with each other's games. Going to be partnering up a lot next year in tournaments. Great hands from Dylan Frazier on that speed up from Ben Johns. We are going to have some serious hands battles, I think, this matchup. Very excited. Frazier and Johnson have paired up a couple times now in tournaments. Had some success, but I think they're becoming more and more familiar with each other's play. Dylan Frazier is rocking a fresh buzz cut here today since we last saw him at the Chicago Open. Probably helps on the wind dynamics, I imagine, as he flies all over the court. Also notice, and I know people have mentioned it before, Dylan Frazier has a fun habit of twirling his paddle in his hand even during rallies. So keep an eye on that. Just a fun little quirk. J.W. Johnson with the speed up to the upper chest area of Colin Johns. Johns ready for it. Just kind of smacks it down into the net. coverage and switch there from Frazier. Excuse me.
Second server.
It's fun that the Johns brothers, arguably one of the most recognizable teams / players in the pickleball world. Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson, though, have just come roaring onto the scene. J.W. Johnson the last year or so. Dylan Frazier really in the last 6 to 9 months. Just having some unbelievable results, especially here on the APP Tour. We have been privileged to see their game just explode.
Second server.
Johnson and Frazier out in front of Colin and Ben Johns, 4-1 here in game 1 of the semifinal matchup. Patient dink rally happening right now. A lot of good movement. J.W. Johnson speeds it up. Good reset there from Ben Johns. And again, another good reset from Colin Johns. And Johnson mixes it up with a lob. Ben Johns is there, though. Puts it right at Johnson's feet.
2-4-2. Side out. 4-2-1.
Again, you'll notice there is no fear on Johnson and Frazier's part. They will go to Ben Johns or Colin Johns, speed it up. They are ready, welcoming the challenge. Bit of a collision there in the middle.
6-2-1.
Great job putting the Johns brothers on the defense during that rally.
Second server. Six, 2-2. Side out.
Ben Johns fully extended on that two-handed backhand. Barely gets a paddle on it, but just places it so perfectly right down that sideline past Dylan Frazier.
Second server.
And then does that. So, you know.
2-6-2. Point.
This is a semifinal match here in men's pro doubles. Winner of this match will head to our winner bracket final. Wow, Colin Johns locked and loaded with that one-handed backhand put away from the speed up from J.W. Johnson.
4-6-2.
And a big serve there from Ben Johns creates the error from Johnson on the return. And now within one. Really great rally. Frazier in a little hands battle with Ben Johns. I thought that final shot of that replay was going to be the end of it, but Frazier actually kind of let off the gas there. Allowed the Johns to stay in that rally and ultimately come out on top.
Side out. 6-6-1. Second server. 6-6-2. Side out.
Big return there from Ben Johns. Very deep. Gets them the side out and an opportunity now to take the lead here in game one of the semifinal match. Oh, a little confusion about who was taking that ball between Bennett and Colin results in Colin kind of scrambling to pick that ball up. And he leaves it a little higher than he would have normally. Johns looking for that sideline. It's not really there, though. Johnson had that covered pretty well.
6-6-1.
And a big hold here from Frazier and Johnson. Not letting Ben and Colin Johns take the lead there.
6-6-2. Side out.
Big attack there from Ben Johns, taking that ball out of the air. And a quick side out.
6-6-1. Second server.
Great job by Frazier keeping Ben Johns back at that baseline, not letting him get up
6-6-2.
and take a more offensive position. Ben Johns looking for that Ernie. Doesn't quite have it, but Colin Johns there to
7-6-2.
back him up. And now they take a 1-point lead. Oh, Ben Johns gets the Ernie that time, but beautiful defense from Dylan Frazier, but
8-6-2.
that two-handed backhand from Colin Johns on the next shot. Bodies up Johnson, puts him up by 2. Great recovery off the net there from Johnson. Adjusts after that ball clips the net, and now he has an even better angle to put that away. Great attack from Dylan Frazier. A little net love there for Ben Johns. Gives serving duties to J.W. Johnson now. Just long from Dylan Frazier. But an unbelievably nonchalant recovery from Ben Johns earlier in that rally after the ball clips the net. Another unbelievably defended Ernie from Dylan Frazier from Ben Johns. Little chicken wing defense. And that one does indeed sail long, though, after the net clip from Colin Johns.
7-8-1. Second server.
Dylan Frazier in Chicago a couple weeks ago was unfortunately on the receiving end of one of the best comebacks we've ever seen by Zane Navratil in singles. Dylan Frazier definitely knows he needs to seize the opportunities when he has them to finish points, games, matches, etc. Let's see if he has a little bit more of a killer instinct here in this match. I think that is the fourth Ernie now from Ben Johns in just as many rallies. That one, a beautiful backhand Ernie put away.
Second server. Eight, 7-2.
Very patient dink rally there. Both teams hoping to outlast the other. And a quick point there with a serve return in the net from J.W. Johnson gives the Johns brothers their first game point here in game one. And a scrambling pickup from J.W. Johnson gives Ben Johns the opportunity to finish game one with a score of 11-7. But a good battle here from Frazier and Johnson. Can they turn things around in game two? We'll be back after this short break with more coverage here of our men's pro doubles semifinal match.
I'm Ben Johns, and I'm here to tell you why the pros prefer the Franklin X40 Pickleball.
I really like the durability. It's pretty rare that I crack one of these. I really like the balance in the ball. I really love this ball because of the color. The visibility at any time during the day is always extremely easy to see. So I think it's not just for the players, it's also a great spectator ball.
From Ben Johns in his Franklin pickleball commercial to Ben Johns in real life here on Championship Court number 2. Game number 2 of our pro men's doubles semifinal match starts right now. Dylan Frazier, J.W. Johnson on the far end. Colin Johns and Ben Johns on the near end. Winner of this match heads to our winner bracket final. And a quick side out with a Ben Johns volley into the body of Dylan Frazier. Frazier and Johnson holding their own in game 1. Will they have enough to get it done, though, to force a game 3? Wow, unbelievable fast hands from J.W. Johnson to stay alive in that rally as Colin Johns was just hammering that ball, and Ben Johns tries to finish that rally but clips the net, sails that ball wide. What I found interesting in game 1 was both Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson were going to Ben Johns the majority of the time. Thought that was an interesting strategy. Let's see if they change that at all here in game 2. Great ATP from Johnson and a defended ATP from Colin Johns. Frazier tries to little net love. Frazier and Johnson pulled out early with a 4-0 lead in game 1 that the Johns brothers were eventually able to overtake and ultimately win game 1. Already seen a few more unforced errors from Johnson and Frazier here in the start of game 2, and looks like Ben Johns and Colin Johns have turned it up another couple notches here in game 2. I'm sure they're looking to finish this match in 2 games and not allow Frazier and Johnson the opportunity to take this to a game 3. Great recovery there from Ben Johns. Colin Johns, little flying through the air backhand volley put away there. Puts them up 2-0. Colin Johns dialed in right now. Ready for whatever Johnson and Frazier are going to throw at him.
7-0-2. Point.
We've seen in the past Johnson and Frazier both have been a little hesitant to call timeouts when one might be a good idea, like now. And it looks like
Timeout's been called by the receiving team.
for this exchange here, you can see on replay with Ben Johns finishing it with that two-handed backhand. We do indeed have a timeout called here from Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson. Not really any discussion happening between the two right now during this timeout. I think they know they're just making a few too many errors right now. Really need to just tighten up their game. But it seems like Ben Johns and Colin Johns thought that score was a little too close in game one. They didn't want to take any chances here in game two, so they have come out all cylinders firing. Kathy Postlethwaite brings us back into the action from the timeout. And the Johns brothers' reign of terror continues here in game number two. Frazier and Johnson still scoreless.
7-0-2.
Nice job by Frazier staying in that. Finally puts Ben Johns on the defense. Having to defend over those 3 or 4 overheads. Frazier finally puts a little angle on that last one. Goes behind Ben Johns. Johns definitely feeling a little loose. Goes for that speed up right into the tape of the net, but with a 6-point lead, you're going to see perhaps some looser shots out of the Johns brothers.
Second server. One, 7-2.
Haven't seen quite as many hand battles like that as we did in game one.
7-1-1. Second server.
Seen a lot of people mention that J.W. Johnson's game and style of play reminds them a lot of Ben Johns. And while I don't think there's any real replicating the Ben Johns magic, which is why he is #1 at the world in the world, it's fun to see that comparison of a younger player coming up into the game.
1-7-1. Second server. One, 7-2.
Beautiful shot from Dylan Frazier. And what you will not see, however, out of Johnson and Frazier is any real emotion either way. Great up the middle floater there from Frazier. Didn't even crack a smile to my knowledge. Two very stoic young men.
Seven, 2, 1.
Johnson finally pulls the trigger. Knew what spot he was going to and just gets a little too much on that one-handed backhand flick. Misses that back corner that he was aiming for. And right back into another dink rally. Good hands from Frazier, able to defend the speed up from Colin Johns, forcing Johns to put that next ball in the net, but still up 8-2-2 here in game 2.
Side out.
Johnson and Frazier holding Johns now as they were rolling pretty hard at the beginning of game 2, but they have managed to stall them here, giving themselves an opportunity to make something happen themselves.
Second server. Two, 8-2.
Great hands from Frazier.
Side out.
Frazier, the newest player on the court out of these 4 men. Definitely still working on his game. Areas I'm sure he wants to improve on. One of them is definitely going to be just consistency, which is something that you get after a lot of repetitions, a lot of tournament experience. Truly, consistency is what's going to separate those top elite players. Very excited to see Frazier's game continue to grow and improve the longer he plays. Beautiful job from Johnson. Little flick backdoor on Colin Johns down the sideline.
9-2-2.
And sometimes you just can't outdo Ben Johns.
10-2-2.
Let serve is played,
Side out.
but Ben Johns with the third shot drive into the net.
2-10-1.
Gives a little bit of light left at the end of the tunnel here for Johnson and Frazier.
Second server.
Definitely have to be feeling the pressure a little bit here.
Side out.
And a quick side out brings Ben and Colin Johns back to 2 match point opportunities. And they will indeed need both of those opportunities
10-2-2.
as Frazier and Johnson hold off 1 match point. Ben Johns getting extra crazy with that serve, and a beautiful spot from Johnson right at the intersection of the court and Ben Johns' paddle. That ball just rolls away, and their opportunity remains to put a couple more points on the board here in game 2 of our semifinal match. Winner of this match heading to our winner bracket final.
2-10-2.
Loser will drop down into our consolation bracket. Oh, Dylan Frazier prevails over Ben Johns in a beautiful hands battle. So 1 point put on the board after that beautiful rally, but match point remains here for the Johns brothers.
Second server.
Definitely looking for Ben Johns to try to finish this himself
10-3-2.
and be extra aggressive. But they can't get the job done, so 4 match points fended off here from Johnson and Frazier, but a lot of work to do here if they want to force that game 3.
Second server. 3-10-2.
Frazier's ready for that speed up from Colin Johns, bodies up Ben Johns.
4-10-2.
As a result, 4-10-2. And that is Ben Johns doing what Ben Johns does best and taking over, coming over in front of brother Colin Johns, now with their 5th match point opportunity.
Second server.
And while you can definitely see some frustration from Ben Johns after that miss, they still have a good lead, feeling good, feeling confident. Colin Johns playing the big brother and decides he will get the job done on their 6th match point opportunity. So congrats Ben Johns and Colin Johns, our #1 seeded team, heading to the winner bracket final. Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson, our #4 seed, will drop down to the consolation bracket, hoping to battle back to one of those medal round matches. I'm Lauren McLaughlin here on Championship Court #2. We are actually going to sign off for the day here on Championship Court #2. Please definitely pop on over to Championship Court 1, though, as we are in the middle of an amazing women's pro doubles matchup. Andrea Coop and Lauren Stratman are taking on Corinne Carr and Sarah Ansberry. And then at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be going to ESPN Plus for the remainder of our matches today. So definitely join us there if you are able to. Go to ESPN.com or download the app. Hopefully you can join us live this evening as we conclude our men's and women's doubles day. I am Lauren McLaughlin. I will be joining Dominic Catalano for that ESPN Plus coverage. So stay tuned for that. And then tomorrow we will conclude our coverage here at the APP Tours Atlanta Metro Pickleball Open with our singles day tomorrow. So join us in our last day here in Griffin, Georgia at the gorgeous Spalding County Pickleball Complex with their 18 dedicated pickleball courts. It's been a fabulous weekend. The sun is shining here, and we have more pickleball to play, so don't go anywhere. Pop on over to CC1 while they are still up and running, and then we will hopefully see you on ESPN Plus. Otherwise, please join us back tomorrow morning, same time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and we will have more amazing coverage then. Thank you so much, everyone. See you shortly.